Oi, Sonny! Wake up! Wake up, you useless, injured idiot! How are we supposed to catch the drug lord if you're going to drop dead? Come on! Up on your feet, soldier! Weren't you the kid who was supposed to sacrifice his life for Pakistan? Well, this ain't the place for that, son. Who's gonna make the part 2 of the Delta Force video now? Keen 6, Alpha 2 is hit. Seems I'm gonna have to do it myself.
Hold up, Bravo. Before you proceed to the video, you have to display the video's sponsor.
The sponsor of this video is dpcstore.net. This is an online game store where you can purchase games for more reasonable and better prices. The website just got a new upgrade and you can select the currency now. As for the games, we can have regular games, rented games, offline activated games, Steam, PlayStation. If you need some gift cards, you can get the Xbox Game Pass, PlayStation card, Binance card, some different Valorant cards. I'm not really into Valorant, so you might know better than me about this. And if you're looking to buy some PUBG UC, then you've come to the right place. To make a purchase, all you need to do is select a game, then drop your WhatsApp or Telegram contact information, and depending on your purchase, you will either get the game delivered to your account, or if you have purchased an offline activated or rented game, then the account will be delivered to your contact. At first, when I played Black Hawk Down, it felt so unfinished, unpolished, lots of repetitiveness, lots of bugs and problems. I didn't like it. And after I made that first part of this video, I got lots of comments from the passionate fans who tell me how much they love this game and this is the best one in the series. What are you guys talking about? Can't you guys see the problems? Are you so blind to ignore this? I get it that it's a game that brings you lots of nostalgia. I get it that you loved playing it back in the day when you were a child, and you may even enjoy it today if you play it. But there's another game that I personally enjoy playing today. Yes, IGI2 is a big nostalgia for me, and I still play it. I still enjoy it. But does that make it a good game? It's an unfinished, unpolished game with lots of problems that need fixing. And Black Hawk Down in a condition is way worse than that. So I'm not changing my perspective about it. And I had no idea that it had console ports for the PS2 and Xbox. Now this port has been released 2 years after the original PC release. So I had to give it a try on the PC SX2 emulator. And because I don't have access to that PCX to USB converter anymore, which is why I have to use my Xbox 360 controller. And this has to be one of the sickest main menu entrance scenes. But when you come back to the game, it basically has most of the same complaints I made about the original release. More than half the game is still a rail shooter rather than a first-person tactical shooter. And before this, if you have played the original 2 Delta Force games, then you know this is not going to help you like it. Then on the PS2, it has no aim assist, so it makes it really difficult to aim. But that's not a major problem. If I like the game, I would play it without the aim assist. And because it had 2 years of extra development time, the graphics, the lighting, and the color grading, it kind of feels better in an artistic point of view. The towns, they actually look like towns now. Overall, the feel is much better in this port. But it has a major flaw that really pissed me off. You see, that is where the objective is. But if I try going there...
2-1, where the hell do you think you're going? Son, a whole lot of people are counting on your sorry...
Why? The reason is because I have to follow a path. I cannot go to the objective on my own. Since it's a console, I think it can get away with it, but it really pisses you off when you're playing it. And it has this mission where we have to save a Pakistani UN group. Yeah, of course. America. Oh, and did I fail to mention about the perks and point systems? Something interesting is that for the PC, it had a DLC called Team Saber. But for the consoles, Team Saber is a completely different standalone game. I mean, it's the same Black Hawk Down, of course, but extra missions, extra dialogues, more content, with a much better and easy to understand UI this time. Overall, I think if I played this game on the consoles first, I might have liked it. And yes, I forgot to mention about the unique feature in these two games, which is that it has no health packs. Instead, your teammate heals you, but you can only be healed 2 times per mission. Now, I'm not gonna go too deep into the missions and every individual weapon, but the M60 machine gun sucks. It's terrible! So let's get to the next game, and this is what should have been in my first video, but because I had a lack of space to record the gameplay, I had to keep it on hold. Task Force Dagger was released just a month before Urban Warfare. And because Nova Logic was busy with Urban Warfare, this one was developed by Zombie Studios. And as you would expect, it actually does feel like a DLC for Land Warrior. It just has a change in the UI, change in the weapon selection, we still have the same character selection, even some of the missions from Land Warrior are repeated here. And then this game has done a sin that's beyond sanitation, which is to keep the campaign and the quick missions the same. What's the point of playing the campaign mode if the quick missions are the exact same missions? Then we have a new choice in the weapon selection. Now if you have to use an M4 with a grenade launcher, you are not gonna get a scope. If you want an M4 with a scope, you won't have a grenade launcher. Only the OICW can do both now. Why were they trying so hard to replace the M4 as the primary weapon? Did they hate the M4 that much? Or were they trying to sell this game to actual military personnel and it was like an advertisement to sell these guns? The AI is still as dumb as Land Warrior. And I remember when I made the Land Warrior video, I complained about something specific, which was about the inaccuracy of the sniper scope. Thanks to the comment section, and upon doing some research, I figured that if the target is 100 meters away, then I need to keep this value at 100. It should avoid the bullet drop problem. It is innovative, but not entirely realistic. Because if you keep the distance at 0, you are guaranteed an accurate hit. So the mechanic is absolutely useless. Apart from that, everything else is the exact same as Land Warrior, so I don't think we have much more to explore for this game. And let's get to the next one. When I first heard about Delta Force Xtreme, that title did grab my interest. And then when I found out it is a remake of the original Delta Force, that just raised my excitement up to the extreme. But then when I heard it was released in 2005, the same year when Black Hawk Down was ported to consoles, that got me worried. You see, if you're going to release 2 titles in the same year, chances are they are developed using the same engine. Does that make it a bad game? Well, at least it's open world again, unlike Black Hawk Down. This is supposed to be a remake of the original Delta Force, but what I wanted to see was a reimagination, improvements, something that feels nostalgic and new at the same time. And Nova Logic... You're a fucking disappointment. First of all, why does the main menu music sound like Omni-Man is trying to break it down for me?
Let me break it down for you, Mark.
Don't get me wrong, I mean, when it comes to the base mechanics, the shooting, the feel, the objectives, it does feel like a classic Delta Force game, unlike Black Hawk Down. Then we have a new mechanic that allows us to revive straight after we die. Something like this was kind of needed, especially if you're going to drag the missions for longer times. But the problem is with its mission designs. I wanted to play the Insurrection mission from Peru, just like the first game. Like when we start behind this hill and we have to walk a few steps, the base shows up and we start blasting. And that mission in this game?
Come on, Bravo! Let's get on this dune buggy and move to X-ray!
Why do I have to ride this buggy? This part just ruined my excitement that I had for the mission. Why make me do that? We do eventually get to the base. And yes, it is very much a recreation of that whole mission, but it's just a copy-paste. If copy-pasting the entire mission was the whole idea, then what was the purpose of that buggy ride? If you had to improve the mission somehow, then why not improve the layout? Improve the challenge? Improve the geometry? I'm not interested in your dirty-ass buggy, Nova Logic. And then we have Exodus from the first game. In my view, it's not only the best mission of any Delta Force game yet, it's one of the best missions in first-person shooters ever. It's a nice walk in the park.
Okay, Bravo, you guys have a nice walk in the park.
In this desert, hunting your enemies, and then going to this base, blasting them fools with grenades, searching the tents for the hostage you need to rescue. Then you figure out the hostage isn't there, and the next order is to run away from that base because it is going to be swarmed by enemies. So you have to keep moving forward while shooting backwards. It's just an incredible mission. And then this game... Why do I need to do this? Why was there a need of a motorbike? Why not create original missions where the motorbike makes sense? Why not give me the Exodus mission I want to play? I don't want to ride these bikes. And even when you get to the base, which is supposed to be that Exodus base, this time it feels nothing like the original. It's too different. Hell, if you didn't know that Delta Force Xtreme is a remake of the original, you would have never known this is the same mission. Then we have that Novoya mission in the winters. Where is that beautiful sky? Why is the weather more stormy than winters? They just ruined it. You know what's wrong? In that PS2 era, most gaming companies tried to focus and implement realism in video games, but a bit too much. I do understand that going to your mission, or defending a convoy, or staying with the team, this is realistic. But if you think realism makes a game better, then please don't call me your friend. Well, in the gameplay aspects, this isn't too bad. The shooting actually feels good. Well, almost. The graphics may be a bit outdated, but not too bad. Overall, it's an okay game. If it was not a remake of the original, I would have liked this. Delta Force Xtreme 2 is not a remake of the classic Delta Force 2. Instead, it is a sequel to Delta Force Xtreme, which is a remake of the original classic Delta Force. Huh? It came out in 2009, 4 years after Xtreme. In that time, the gaming industry evolved like crazy. Series like Modern Warfare was everywhere. Crysis was the dream game of that time. Many other games with incredible visuals existed, but when it comes to Nova Logic, they barely did much to improve with the visuals. The game was too outdated for the time, but I wouldn't mind playing it if it's fun. And for the first few missions, it actually is fun. I mean, it's exactly like Delta Force Xtreme. So just like that, it does a good job when it comes to the base mechanics. The missions are as classic as they can be. I really loved this mission. Where it begins inside of a chopper, you can just sit down and relax, grab that minigun, start shooting, or on your own will you can just jump outside with a parachute, land inside of the base, start blasting. Just like the first Delta Force Xtreme, you will respawn if you die, and since it has two different bases with a little distance, you can grab a truck or a bike. This is where it actually makes sense. The visuals may be outdated, but they are not too bad, and it is kind of challenging. Even though it's the same Delta Force Xtreme, it did improve a lot in many ways. Remember when I complained about the missing beautiful landscapes and skies from the first Xtreme game? Well, this one's not gonna let you complain anymore. And the Barrett sniper sound effects are just gorgeous. Not much else to say about Delta Force Xtreme 2. But 2009 was not the year for this game. It was supposed to be another game in development under Nova Logic. It was supposed to be called Delta Force Angel Falls. And according to some information, it was supposed to be made using a new and advanced engine. We do have some screenshots we can look at, but these are probably from the beta stages, so we cannot really make a judgment based on that. Turns out that all the previous games that Delta Force released in the recent years, because of their outdated engine, bad gameplay choices, terrible mission designs, and everything I complained about, became the reason why Novalogic was moving towards bankruptcy. They just couldn't find the budget to finish Angel Falls. That's why in 2009 they released Xtreme 2 with an old and outdated engine. But it didn't help them much. So Novalogic was buried underground. The Delta Force IP was sold to THQ Nordic since then. We did not get any other Delta Force games since 2009. And after playing through the entire Novalogic series, I noticed something strange. The Delta Force series has a lot in common with the IGI series. The UI felt incredibly similar, some of the weapon animations, some of the missions, and even the missions layout are incredibly similar. But anyways, after that for about 15 years we did not see any new entry in the Delta Force series. So was that the end of Delta Force?
Stand ready for my arrival, worm.
Ho ho ho, look who's back! 15 years after Xtreme 2, another Delta Force game was finally greenlit. It was made by Team Jade and published by Timmy Group Studios. Yes, I know, that logo is a red flag, since Timmy Group is a subsidiary of Tencent, and they had a huge part in the mobile version of PUBG. So I know, you're probably thinking I'm going to bash this game really bad. Well, I don't really need to because everyone else already did. First of all, this game is multiplayer focused, that is obvious because that's where the market is, of course. But it's being heavily criticized for copying Battlefield. I mean, if you watch someone playing this game in a room, you are going to assume he's playing Battlefield unless he tells you. The game does have a single-player campaign called Black Hawk Down. Isn't that surprising? But to play that, the game has to first crash itself out. And I'm not kidding, it literally crashes itself out. And then load all over again. The single-player campaign was being criticized for being too difficult, but as an old-timer, I kind of liked it. I mean, it did feel a lot different than a Call of Duty campaign. And that difficulty or challenge factor was actually making me go. The animations and the gameplay is smooth, that is to be expected, but the file size isn't. I'm still playing this game and I barely made it through the first stage, so I don't really have much to criticize about this game. When it comes to the multiplayer, then I'm gonna have to agree with everyone else. This game feels nothing like Delta Force. I did not play much multiplayer in any of the Delta Force, but still, I can imagine how it would feel like to play in one. It also has a port on Android and iOS, which feels, plays and sounds exactly the same as the PC version. No, we cannot cross-play on both devices, but the progression can be shared. Well, it is utilizing something from the classic Delta Force games, but from the worst one possible. It's utilizing the character abilities section from Land Warrior. I'm not really a fan of this. Most of what I play personally is the warfare mode, like in army versus army. It isn't bad, of course. It is fun to play. It plays smoothly, at least for me, even though my specs are about 8 years old by this point. I'll probably make a revisit to this game after when I complete the campaign mode, and if I get better at the multiplayer. I am satisfied with my performance so far though. It's just that I never competed in the higher levels. That's what I want to see. Now with that, the video is over, objective complete, mission accomplished.
Good job, Bravo. Move to the extraction point. King 6 to all elements, objective secured. Move to primary extraction point.
And don't forget, hasta la vista, baby.